Hello. Hello.
I sent you a message about a few minutes late because I was running home from the office.
Okay. Okay, so how have things been this week?
I'm in the middle of this reassignment nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And now the deadline is basically Wednesday evening. I need to send all this stuff. It's crazy because it's a sort of a collective psychosis, the reassignment. And I dream about it all the time. I wake up early with anxiety and thinking, yeah, I should do this and should do that. And so I thought maybe it helps to have a chat with you, and then I need to fill this form, and I need to sort of in theory update the CV, but we have a section on the CV to explain our preferences, and basically there is a list of positions, including mine, that have been sort of put as vacant, and one has to choose 3, each of us.
Yeah.
And actually, with Adriana, I told you we've been both. What do you do? I mean, we are different. Adriana and I are different categories of the IFAD system. So I'm professional, she's general service. And in the end, today she submitted it, and she put 3 positions at a higher grade.
Mm.
And for me, I wanted. I mean, first there is one thing I wanted to share with you that I'm quite proud of, which is that I managed to remove myself from competition, from a competition process on a position which was my same grade level. I'm P3 grade on a job in my same division, which was more on nutrition related, and that I felt a bit forced to apply. It was before the reassignment process started, and my director was a bit pushy on that, and she said I needed to practice my skills in dealing with an interview panel, which is true because the last interview I did for a P4 job position, exactly more or less 1 year ago, I did not get it, although I was classified as a pointable candidate. But it's true that I did not deal very well with the panel. So, but this P3, and so she said, yeah, you have to do it for training purposes. And I did the pre-screening process. I went through it, and I was supposed to have the interview. So the very short, I entered in the short list for the last step, and they canceled, and I was preparing for it, but they canceled it just the night before the interview. I don't know why. And then in the meantime, the reassignment process started, and I realized that definitely that P3 position was something that I did not want. I'd rather stay on mine, the current I have, which is same grade level, but I have much more independence, and on the top of it, when the reassignment started, I had a colleague of mine who has been very bullying, and she's on a P4 in that team. So I would be like with that interview, I would have been the P3 under her. And I managed to go and see my director. I knocked at the door very early one morning, and I told her, listen, I thought about it. I want to withdraw my name from that that interview panel, because I say that it feels for me like moving backward. It's not what, because I would then, now, I mean, grade is the same, but now I'm a sort of a cluster on my own. I report directly to the director, and I have my own area of work. With that other one, there would be a P5, a P4, and then myself in this reporting line where I would be really the last in the row. And I told my director, I don't want to do that. And on the top of it, in this moment, there's a lot of work. So I see the point of training purposes of dealing with panels, but it was too much for me.
Okay.
And I'm very happy.
I want to stop you there and say, what do you want to focus on today?
I want to focus on how to make choices that are driven by what I really want, on which I think I'm improving, because that is an example. The fact that I managed to say no on this on that interview.
Was that all you managed to do that was new?
And then within the reassignment process, I have a very, very clear what I want to put as first option. We told you and I last time, and it was very helpful for me to think that I have a power only in making a choice of what I want to write in that form. Then what happens after that, it's totally out of my control. So that was very helpful, because I thought, I sort of disconnected from the idea of, oh no, I'm not good enough, they will want me, they will not want me, all these rabbit hole thoughts. And I started sort of collecting information here and there, and I identified one position, which is in the Asia and Pacific region, my same grade level, that I really feel like I want that one. I will put that one as first choice. Would be a nice change without implying too much. I don't think it would, it would imply somewhere learning, somewhere, it's a continent I don't know anything about, because I'm much more familiar with Africa, and I need to find a way to sell it in the form I have to fill. But I thought it's a sort of a good compromise. If I cannot go higher grade, this is something I really want to, and it was really a very strong, good feeling.
Okay, well done for that, because you're obviously very clear, but I need to stop you there.
Yeah.
Because I want to bring you back, because I asked you a question and you didn't answer it, and I felt it was important. So I'm going to ask it to you again. When you were talking about focusing on what you want to do, you said something about that you managed to go into your director one morning and say, I really don't want this, and you managed to explain it to her and had her accept it. And I said to you, is that all you managed to do? And I don't know if you heard it, but you didn't answer it. Because I think you did a lot more than just managing to go into your director's office, particularly as it relates to the focus that you want today, how to make choices based on what you really want. So I think it would be helpful for you to start with looking at that process of actually deciding you don't want the job and going in and telling someone, and how the little things that you did there are actually significant things for you and will be very helpful for you to remember as you put your application together for Wednesday's deadline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what else do you think you did that you're happy with or pleased with or proud of?
The fact that I went for searching additional information on that position in Asia.
Yeah.
And then I basically ended up speaking with 3 people in a row. And after that, I thought, wow, this is a very positive feeling. So this guides my decision in putting this position first. But then I did not have any other clarity about position 2 and position 3.
Okay, so you've got 3 things that you're happy with. The fact that you told the director no,
Yeah.
the fact that you researched the Asia possibility, and it left you with a very good, very positive feeling.
Yeah.
The fact that you've done that. But I can see more things that you've done. Do you want to try and guess? Take a look at what else you've done. Split it down into small things, okay?
Mm. No, I don't know.
For you to recognize, nothing is too small to help you motivate yourself, feel good about yourself while you write, while you complete the paperwork.
Yeah, probably in thinking about this thing of the grade, I realized that I have a lot of qualifications definitely for staying at my grade. Then I know it's not enough, but I thought that for this position in Asia and Pacific, I'm definitely qualified. So if I'm able to express it well, then they may make any other decision, of course. But that's something I thought. And then, yeah, maybe one other thing that was pretty new to me. When they sent out those reassignment letters at the same time to everyone, almost immediately after, a person, an Italian lady who's a friend, I consider her a friend, who is holding a P4 position in my division, she almost immediately sort of, I really felt she bullied me, saying, you don't dare applying to my position. And this thing has been, I've been really, I really felt, I don't know, it was very difficult for me to handle, and I had very bad days, because then she spoke to me again, she sent me messages, and then at a point in my mind, I thought, this is bullying. I don't want to work with her, which is also something that helped me in that decision to go and talk to my director and say, I don't want the P3 position under that position. And I thought, who cares? I understand I don't have many chances for getting her position because of a number of reasons, but I thought I will still put it in the list because I can justify the fact that I would be appointable at that grade level and for that very position. And although I know that I know because I found out, I did my little research work also on that, and I know that there are very little chances because they want to keep her there. But I still thought, why should I be scared of her or annoying someone who has been so nasty to me? And I even told her, I was very frank, and I even thought, okay, maybe this person is not really a friend, and now I'm keeping at a sort of distance. It's fine. I'm much less. The first week I was really, don't say devastated, but yeah, I took it very badly. I was thinking all the time about.
Okay, don't go down that rabbit hole.
No. So okay, I thought I can still put that position. Who cares about what she thinks or she doesn't think? I told her also I may put that one anyway, because I want to put a P4 just to make a point. I don't think I have chances, but I want to make a point.
Okay, and if you don't think you've got a chance to get the job, even though I would happily take an Asian Pacific job, because I absolutely adore Asia. I love every part of it.
Mm.
I love it there. And I really miss not working there, actually. It's one of my favorite regions in the world. I love the people. I love all the different cultures that are there. I love Mandarin Chinese. I don't speak it, but I love it. I love hearing it. Just wonderful. So even if you think that you don't stand a chance of getting the job, that it's already gone to her or she's the favorite, how can you use this interview to make it positive for you, a positive experience, helpful experience?
Well, I guess just because it's not really an interview, we just have to write.
Okay. Well, how can you use the application in a way that's helpful for you?
Anyway, I mean, for me to see what are my achievements and what I can sell to the outside world, let's say.
Is having practice at a P3 level application, is that helpful for you? Because you haven't had much of it, perhaps? Would it be helpful for you to practice doing more P4 applications?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I would make bit a case. I don't know then wherever these things go.
Doesn't matter. That we're focusing on what experience you have at this time that are helpful for you with this application.
Yeah.
So any experience where you can practice your P4 application skills, thinking about the next level, because you're used to thinking about yourself in one way, aren't you? You're a P3 and you are defined by your category, P3.
Yeah.
Except that in real life, you're not defined by your category at all.
Yeah, sure.
It's very good to have practice in what does it feel like for me to be a P4? How would I think? What skills would I put down on my application form if I were an experienced P4? Let me practice it. So then it doesn't matter if you get the job or you don't get the job, because what you're doing is you're practicing thinking like a P4.
Okay. Yeah, because basically what I have to do is that I have to write in a very short sentence why I choose these 3 positions. And I know I put the Asia one first, although it's a P3, but because it's the one I really felt is the one that interests me.
Okay, interests you, but what does it offer you? What can you offer in the role that you don't think anybody else can?
Because I have a very, very long experience at that same grade level on all the IFAD mainstreaming topics that I think that I can bring to a regional division, because I used to work more globally.
Okay. Now, so you've got lots of transferable skills.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
For that one, yes, and I feel almost like exactly, I'm almost overqualified for a P3 position. But the fact for me of changing division and moving to Asia, which is a region I don't know much, is highly motivating. But then for the second and third position that I have to put in that list, I feel like a bit stuck. I don't know what to do. On one side, I think I will put that nutrition P4 that my so-called friends has, and
that's where you can offer your transferable skills in that way. Good. All right.
Yeah, I can say, I mean, I think I could actually work at that level and in that position. Of course, once the panel will have my CV and her CV, she's already P4 and will make sense to give it to her. But still, I think it makes sense for me, because I was appointable P4 for a sort of a similar position last year. And
so that leaves your third choice then. And what do you think that might be?
Part of I keep on changing my mind. And initially I thought I will put my own position. First of all, because I don't dislike it, although I need to convince my director to take out some of the workload I have, and I mean, but I like the topic, and I think I have a sort of freedom. And something else I have, which I realized while talking to Adriana, is that in a division where everyone knows me, I don't need to prove anything. And for me, something that is very, very important in daily life is flexibility around working hours. Mm-hmm. And the fact that in my division, I can leave at 4 pick Tito and then work at night, then maybe one day show up later or ask for teleworking because people know me, it's very important. So I thought, okay, I'll put mine.
Okay, but what are you going to offer in return? Because they're all benefits for you. So if you're going to ask them to take out some of the jobs in the role, what will it enable you to do that you can't do now?
What?
How will you be able to give more of certain of your skills now? How would that benefit? What's the benefit for IFAD if you...
No, IFAD, I feel really there is already an imbalance. I mean, I'm giving huge, I mean, how to say, I feel like IFAD is in debito. I mean, I know that my director doesn't want to leave me, to go. And I think even the associate vice president, because in the end, in the position where I am, at the level in which I am, I perform much higher level and I work like crazy.
So then the benefit for them is for you to remind them that you are working well above your pay grade.
Yeah.
Well beyond your hours. So it would be a leveling out.
Yeah.
A recognition of your value.
No, sure. But yeah.
Don't let these little things go by because they're important. It's important for directors to see that you know your value.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to show directors.
Okay.
Without being arrogant, without being pushy.
No.
This is already happening, so this would help me be more effective in my role without having to do even more work than I'm already doing. I love my work, I'm passionate about it, so it's not the fact that I do loads and loads of overtime. It is just a recognition.
Yeah. But the point, the reality is that I don't know if, because I really feel that both my director is not in the reassignment panel, only the associate vice presidents are in the reassignment panel. So, but both my director and possibly the associate vice president for my department, they may both want to keep me in where I am. And when I realized that, I thought, but maybe I really want to change. But I don't know, this part, while I was able to strongly feel like, oh yes, I want to go to the Asian Pacific region, although it's a P3 again. It's like I cannot.
Okay, stop torturing yourself. Come out of the rabbit hole. Just put your head up out of the rabbit hole with a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath and breathe out all of this. Breathe it out. Okay, breathe in deeply. Okay, that's better. I want you to get rid of that energy. Okay, now feel into your stomach. The 3 positions there. Which one excites you the most? Which of those possibilities excites you the most? The P4, the P3?
I think the most, and I'm not, the most is definitely the P3 Asia. May make not a full sense in terms of career, but that's what I want. Yeah, and that's what I know I will put first.
Good. So that's telling you where to focus all of your energy, where to give. Do the very best you can on the application form because that's the one you want. After that, knowing that you've done your very best, and you can sit back and relax and say, well, I wouldn't mind that one, and I actually wouldn't mind that one. So let's see what happens. You're not wasting all of your time on this torture that you put yourself in. Okay?
Okay,
So the golden rule is deep breath, feel into your body. Which of these opportunities gives me the greatest feelings of excitement or pleasure, or hey, a new challenge? So where do you get the most intense positive feeling? Which one gives you that? And then you say, okay, that's where I'm going to put my greatest effort. I'm going to do the very best I can on that one. Make it as strong as possible. And then whatever else happens, I can sit back and relax and say, well, actually, I wouldn't mind some of the other ones either. So what happens now happens.
Okay.
Because you can sit back and say, I've done my absolute best on my favorite one. Now I can't do anything else, and it's up to the universe, it's up to God, it's up to whatever you want, the fates.
Okay, that's helpful, because I've always been thinking of three positions, while in the end, maybe I know which one is my favorite one.
Yeah, you do. It's this
and the rest, I keep on thinking, okay, I should put maybe 2 P4s because it's career, I show, I make a point, because there is another P4. I think I don't have many chances of any of them, because I did my research, but still I could try.
But you never know. You've done your research, but that can only take
of course.
So far.
Yeah. Or also, there's this factor which is like, I have these 2 drivers that push me on putting my own position as third one, which on one side is the feeling comfortable there, knowing that I can handle that position. And the second factor is the fact that I'm sort of worried that then my director, who supports me and she wants me there, and the associate vice president, who also, with him I had a more frank conversation, and he also understood my willingness to go to a regional division. But I feel like if I don't put mine, I may disappoint them.
You don't put your what?
My current position.
Okay.
I may disappoint them, and this would have negative returns on the work, and in general on my work situation. Because
do you know that? Do you know that it would have a negative effect on your situation? Do you know that they would be upset with you?
No, not completely. I think it's more of they expect me to want to keep this job.
Do you know that?
I not to want to keep, but yeah, I have a bit of sense that yes, they. No, I don't know it for sure, but.
Well, until you know it for sure, don't let that guide you. Don't let it limit you.
Okay.
Because that's a very good tool for an inability to say, well, they don't want you to get it anyway, so play safe. And you may be wrong in this. I can't tell you how many people who have had sessions with me and they've been convinced that someone doesn't rate them, a professional colleague thinks that they're useless. And at the end, the colleague, when the client has left, they've been sent a really lovely note by the colleague saying, I really rate you, I've loved working with you, we haven't always agreed, but I've always respected your opinion. It is so easy to be so wrong in these things. So I'm not saying ignore it, but I'm saying don't let it make the decision for you.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe now that you talk like that, and maybe it's a bit is also fear of change.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think that part of, I would feel relatively comfortable in the Asian Pacific region change because it's same grade level, and I feel I'm quite above that level. And yeah, sure, I have to learn more about the projects, the countries, but I don't think there is anything that is totally impossible for. I don't know then, of course, but I think it's fine. And maybe if I apply to the other, I mean, the nutrition before of my so-called friend is fine. I will put it, and I would feel comfortable with that. But if I put another P4 in a totally different division, first, I'm not fully sure I may like it because it's more of global engagement, partnership. It's a bit more disconnected from the project. I see, very much more disconnected from project work. And the other side is that, yeah, maybe it's too much of a change and it scares me.
So
Yeah.
would it broaden your experience? Would it round you out and make you a more attractive candidate if you took this job? What would it do to your career development? Would it be a good thing?
Well, yes, because it's a higher grade, for sure.
Would it be a good thing outside of IFAD, where no one cares about the grades? People care what you do.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess so. It's
so how important is your career development to you? How important is your professional development? And how do you want to be a specialist, only dealing in one area, one subject matter, or do you want to be a generalist, being able to bring your skills and your knowledge to a broader range of sectors within IFAD?
no, I think I'm already by now I'm a generalist for sure, and I'm expanding more and more this.
So then the Asia Pacific job would help you expand your generalist skills and knowledge even further.
At least in terms of regions, yes, yes.
And people who are specialists or have knowledge of more than one region are attractive? Do they get better jobs?
Yeah, I guess one has more opportunities.
Yeah, you get more opportunities, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to become more of a generalist, then that's something that Asia Pacific job is very important.
Yeah. No, but that for sure. I mean, on that one as first option, I really have no doubts.
Good.
It's rare to hear me myself saying I have no doubts on something, but on that first option, I don't have doubts.
It doesn't sound as though you have doubts on the other two, really. And I want to go back a bit to say, we've now come up with 5 ways in which you reacted to the recent events in ways that you were proud of or happy with. But there's another way, and that is, it's an umbrella term, but you were lucid. You looked at your panic, you observed your panic, but then you did your research. You asked questions, you found out things that you needed to know.
Yeah.
So you regulated your reaction. You said, this reaction is not helpful. I'm panicking. It's not helpful. What do I need to do? So that is an amazingly valuable skill, which, as you well know, not everybody has. In fact, very few people are really good at self-regulation because we don't observe ourselves. And when we do, it's with very negative judgments. But when we can observe ourselves neutrally and say, this is not helpful, what would be helpful? Oh, let's go and do some research. Then that makes a huge difference to your skills, the broad range of your skills being available to you and therefore to your organization.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference to the contribution you make, because the more you self-regulate, you watch your behavior without judging it and you adapt it so that you can do the best you can in any given situation. The more you can do that, the more valuable you become. So that's not necessarily a hard skill, but it is a vital soft skill.
Mm.
So don't forget your soft skills in your application.
Yeah.
And in fact, if this were the UK, I would tell you to put in the fact that you have a mentor, because that scores huge plus points for an Anglo-Saxon culture, because it says this person takes their development seriously.
Yeah.
And they're willing to invest in themselves, the time, the money, and the honesty.
Mm.
So I'm not so good on what that would look like on an Italian application, but on any Anglo-Saxon application, that scores huge plus points. So don't forget your soft skills, okay?
Mm. Okay.
So where you think you have good interpersonal skills, that you can mediate well, that you can champion other people, perhaps mentor them.
Yeah.
And if you want to do more of that, then that helps your P4.
Yeah.
Or where you think you would be a good fit, but they'll go for a more experienced candidate, then you can, by adding in soft skills, you can strengthen your application.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So
Gosh.
just simply recognizing that this is a stressful period. There's a lot of stress in the office amongst colleagues. Morale is very low, but you've stayed lucid. You've watched what's going on, you've seen it, but you haven't been part of it. You haven't let it bring you down. That's a really important soft skill. It means it makes you flexible, it makes you reliable, it makes you good in a crisis.
Yeah.
Because you're calm.
Yeah.
You can make good decisions. Usually in a crisis, that part of our brain that lets us make good decisions goes offline and we can't do it, but you stayed calm. So huge kudos to you.
Yeah, no, it's still that I mean, yeah. Now that we talk like that, because I was sort of focusing on the fact that I did not really make up my mind on like which position should I put third, but yes, I see that it's good to have such a clear idea on what I really like.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, and
So
then
will you
the
stop
rest.
apologizing now? Will you stop apologizing and saying that you know something and then, oh, I don't know?
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. I know, I know what is my first choice. I don't know what is my third.
That's okay, and just go with your gut. Go with the feelings in your gut. And you might know when you start working on them.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, when you start listing the pros and cons of what you can bring to each one, then that will most probably tell you, oh, that's my third one. I'm the least interested in that, or I have the lowest skill fit for that role. So I won't be as happy in that as I would be in this, where I have a high skill fit and I'm doing things that I like doing.
Mm. Yeah.
So you often get clarity when you actually sit down and write the 3 lists and compare.
Yeah, but do you think because I mean for the current position, I know I have I mean in terms of fit, I'm definitely I definitely fit, and I find it difficult to. I find it difficult in this kind of decision. Is it just important to feel what is my good feeling? Because yeah, well, I mean, for the first choice, I felt it strongly, but then for the others, I have much less clarity, and I think it goes a bit beyond it's sort of, I mean, it's sort of, I would put mine as third, but I feel like if I put it, they just give it to me because it's the perfect fit, because I'm already there. And this makes me feel like in chain.
Yes.
Although it would be my third one, not my first.
Put it as your third. Be brave, put it as your third. But then make sure that your second one is stronger than your third. You have compelling reasons to be taken seriously. So you asked me, is it just about how you feel? No, it's not. How you feel about something, the gut reaction you have to it, is not to be ignored. But after that, it is gut reaction, skill fit, experience fit, lifestyle fit, the personality fit. Will I fit the personality of the group? Will I fit the personality of the boss and the team? So it's lots of other factors. It's just that when we think about things like this, we tend to try and do all the work in our head and forget our gut. So the answer to your question is no, it is not just about the intensity of the good feelings, but that's a good starting point. Because you know that the only one of those three jobs you really feel excited about is the Asia Pacific. Yeah. So that is going to start out as being the work, the role you put more work into in your application. But when you look at the other two and you start writing down the pros and cons, the skill fit, the personality fit, the boss fit, the lifestyle fit, your lifestyle, does that job and what is expected of you in it fit your lifestyle, fit your life with Tito?
Yeah.
Okay, or does it put that at risk? Then all of these factors will give you a completely rounded picture of the suitability of that role for you. So you can make your application with more confidence, and that's when you can sit back and say, I've done my best, I've done my part of the work, it's now up to them. And what happens now happens, because I have made sure that I have been crystal clear about where I think I am best fitted and what I think I'm most passionate. Would be best at.
And you know that just these 2 minutes of last part of discussion, it's very clear to me that I would rather put my own position than the P4 in the global engagement, whatever division, as a fit for many reasons. And what scares me is only that if I put it, they want to give it to me because they want to keep me there. But this is beyond me. I should just think about what I want, right? Because then the rest, I honestly don't know anything.
And they aren't the only two deciding, are they? There are other people deciding.
Yeah.
So it's not completely down to them. They might want to, but they may be talked out of it because other people on the selection committee will say, no, she's going to be much better at this. She's already done that.
Yeah. No, that's true. I realized that the reason for what I wanted to take out mine was not really the P4 career thing, which I would put anyway for that nutrition position. I would put it, but it's more because I feel like, if I put it, they give it back to me.
Yeah.
But if I think about the fit in all these positions, the one I currently have is not bad. It's not. It's probably better than the P4 only global engagement, totally disconnected from project. While here I can sort of decide my missions, where I go to. In this position where I have, there is a huge advantage of people know me, and I can really handle my time, my requests, my thing in an easy way, which for me in this moment with my son, my mother, all this situation, it's an important thing.
So that's why you do not just a gut fit, you do a skills fit, you do a lifestyle fit, you do a personality fit.
Yeah.
Because you cannot make a decision when you don't factor in where do I make my greatest contribution?
Yeah.
Where what can I do with Tito? Which of the roles will fit my lifestyle best with Tito, that will allow me to be home for him when he's home, that will allow us to have evenings together or have long weekends off because I do a lot of overtime when I'm in Africa, for example. So that's why it has to be a global decision, not literally global, but comprehensive. You have to take in all of the factors and say, does it fit with my lifestyle? Does it fit with the way I work best? Does it fit with the way I make my best contribution? Does my personality fit with the bosses who lead this?
Yeah. No, and really, I realize that the reason that, what really, it's just that I think they will decide that they want me there, but this is beyond me. I mean, like even.
Let me remind you of what we've just said. They aren't the only two people deciding. There are other people on the selection committee. So I repeat, all you can do is do your very best. After that,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Then they take over. Okay, so do your best. Put your passion into what you really want. Make it the best application you can. If you want your job to be number 3, if you don't want to go back to it, then put the least work into it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sure.
Focus on the other 2, and point out all of where you could add value.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sure, but yeah, but also no, yeah, but it helps to think because I have to also, in the end, I have to write everything in 1,500 characters for the 3 positions. So I will definitely focus on the first one, much less on mine, because I've been there for ages.
Yeah.
And but the point is for me to understand that, that probably the only real reason for I did not want to put mine, because initially I thought, I put mine 3rd, it's fine. And then suddenly I had this growing feeling, growing fear of, if I put that, they give me that.
Yeah, don't go there, because you kept repeating that in this session, and I don't want you to come away from this session still thinking that. Let it go.
Yeah, no, it's important that I focus on me and not on the.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's important that you focus on the different fits we've spoken about.
Yeah, sure. No, it helps.
It's important that you remember they are not the only 2 deciding.
Yeah.
Other people might want to work with you on that selection committee.
Yeah, exactly. It's something which is so far beyond each single staff member capacity that,
So, is there anything you want to talk through with me about making the choices that you really want? Have you got everything you need, do you think? Or is there something else that you'd like to look at with me?
Maybe just that there is another small piece of research work on which I have not findings yet, which is on a similar position to the Asian Pacific, but in East and Southern Africa, which I started my research work, but the person who is currently having that position, she wanted to keep it, but they are pushing her for another. And so she told me, I'll talk with their director, and we'll let you know, because it's like for me to understand if that one is vacant, is a possibility or not. And so tomorrow I may get this additional piece, and I may think if I want to replace that East and Southern Africa with either mine or the P4 nutrition.
Well, you can start working on just the bullet points for each job, and then you can make the fourth column and add it in, and then see out of the four what happens then.
Exactly.
Which three you want to go with. So nothing's lost. That's just great. You have 3 columns now. You work on those, and then tomorrow, when you get home tomorrow, you might have enough to start doing the same list, the same. These are my transferable skills. These are how I can contribute. This is what I think my greatest contribution would be, where I can add value to the work that's already been done, already being done. Because of my different perspective, coming to it with a different perspective. Okay, so that doesn't really change anything. It just gives you another possibility to choose from.
Yeah, sure.
And you do exactly the same with that as you're doing with these.
Yeah, that's true.
And what goes down on your application is where I add value and why I add value.
Yeah. But then when I think for me, I really focus on me, not on what the others may want, which is something that I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is why I think I do a great job. I can add value there because this is in one area of Africa, and I've already worked in other areas of Africa. So, and that they are very similar. So I can add value there because I can hit the ground running, as we say in English. I don't need to be trained. I don't need to have a warm-up period. I know the terrain. I know the country. I know the cultures. I know the difficulties.
Yeah.
For example, that's just one thing. Nutrition, you've already specialized in nutrition, haven't you?
Yeah, I did. I did a course, and that one I would.
So if you were interested in that, it would be, I already have a background in nutrition, so it would just be, I could bring value there and just be extending and expanding on it.
Yeah. No, sure. No, sure. I think it was very helpful to think in terms because I think I did a good job in this overall complicated context.
You think?
I have done a good job in terms of doing research and knowing what I want, but then I got totally trapped in. No, if I put mine, they will want me.
Come out.
In analyzing the other people's decision, which is beyond.
You can't. It's a waste of time. It is what we call intellectual masturbation. It just does not get you anywhere. In fact, it just gets you more and more frustrated because the brain is designed to find an answer. And if it can't, it goes round and round and round until it finds an answer. And of course, it can't find an answer. So it just keeps going round and round and round. And you end up exhausted. That's it. That's the only benefit you get from that. Perhaps you sleep well that night. So don't go there, okay? Remember. So in the last 4 minutes of the session, what do you think has been the most helpful for you from our session today?
Well, I think I know it's a repetition, but focus on me. I felt I had already, but the see where I focus too much on others. Because I think at the point in me that both were convivevano, the focus on myself and the focus on other, while see where the focus on other is to be abandoned. And then I think also the thinking in terms of fit, in lifestyle fit, in interest fit, in personality fit, not only the obvious career thing.
Yes.
Mm.
That's very important to remember that.
Yeah, yeah, especially in this context, in the context in which I work, I think it's very important that because IFAD is pretty much obsessed with grade and position, and you easily enter into that dynamic, which
Yes.
it affects me a bit, but in this context, it's not all up to my choices.
Yeah. And outside of IFAD, it's meaningless. P3 is meaningless outside of IFAD. They want to know. They want to know the world wants to know other things. Can you do your job? What are you good at?
Yeah, sure. No, this is also helpful to think that P3 is meaningless outside of IFAD.
Because looking at the personality fit of the team or the boss allows you to be very clear about your boundaries. I will do this. I will not do that. I will not be told to work overtime with less than an hour's notice because I have Tito to think about and he's my priority, for example.
Of course, yeah.
So it really helps looking at these other fits, particularly the personality fit, helps you be very clear about your boundaries and protect your boundaries and what's really important to you.
Yeah.
And that's the sign of a good leader. You don't want someone who says yes to everything and everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Good leaders know when to say no and mean it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other things that you found really helpful today?
No, also some of the I mean, what I should also the fact of highlight. I mean, some advice on what to highlight in the application related to also personal skills.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I will definitely use for Asian Pacific the hit the ground running thing because I need to hide a bit the lack of knowledge about the region with the deep knowledge of the approaches, subject requirement for that position. So I think.
But actually, your knowledge, your experience as a generalist of having to learn lots of information, absorb it very quickly, is actually very good on your CV because it means you are a quick learner.
Yeah.
So don't see that necessarily as a negative just because you don't have the experience, because you've got the transferable skill of being well trained in having to absorb a ton of information very quickly and hit the ground running with it. And I've always found that always worked in my favor. Always. If I could, when I said I'm used to absorbing a ton of information and learning to use it very quickly, that was always a winning tactic.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's true. That helps too.
Okay. So pull out things from your experience that, well, I might have that, but actually that helps me over that and actually gives me something. It gives me another positive, another plus. Okay. All right. So when are you going on holiday?
I leave on Thursday. I go 3 days on the Garda Lake, and then I go to South Africa until the 30th of April.
So you're away until the 30th of April?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
Anyway, we have to send the application by Thursday morning, and then they will tell this panel is going to meet in May, and they will tell us early June.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, good luck. Enjoy doing the application.
Yeah, I start now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, We have to wait and see, won't we? But have a good, have fun on Lake Garda and in South Africa. Are you going to see your friends again?
Yeah, I will. And I go with friends and with Tito, and we'll see my friends.
So when is his school holiday?
From Thursday to the 29th.
Oh, okay. And you're back the day after, so he's not missing anything.
Yeah, he's missing 1 day in school, or maybe 2.
That's okay. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
Okay.
fine.
Well, have a lovely, lovely time, and I'll see you when you get back. If you want a session while you're away, I hope you won't, but if you do, just use the booking form and we'll make it happen. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay, my love. Well done for this evening, and we'll see how it goes. It'll be an exciting time, and it's good that you're away.
Yeah, I think so too.
Think about it.
Yeah, exactly. I need to put it, and then, but no, thanks. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. Enjoy the rest of your evening.